Collage is something that you could do very inexpensively. When I started, I had no space. Money was tight, and so this allowed me to move forward without the elements that are required, like canvases, brushes. You need X-Acto blade, scissors, glue, and paper. It was accessible, it was in the studio, and you could actually do it on a table with very little resources.
This pile has been added for many years. When one thing was, at the beginning, easily recognizable as a foot or as a hat, now it's just become just a shape of color. Yeah, in the pile of fragments, there is a huge variety, handmade and also found. This is from one of my drawings from a printed book. Here's paper from coloring books. This is a watercolor shape, acrylic on paper, crayon and ink, construction paper, printed paper, finger painting or painted directly applied from the tube, crayon also, marbleized paper, paint by numbers found in the secondhand shop. You can see it's very old. I'm interested in how can an image that is so well composed and is so clear and is so objective, it's made out of these disparate fragments, glued, forced to be together to create an image that will have a different reading from what the fragments, say.
Structure is a preoccupation of mine. I'm always looking for something that will hold the image into place.
What I want to create is basically an image that has aesthetic and also these conceptual powers. The world of cartoons and animation is now a universal language. And I think everybody has specific memories to specific characters or stories. The idea of memory with images of childhood or images of that are represented in the pop culture are as important as any other image. So people seem to have very strong attachments to those.
I think being Latin American, you're made up of so many fragments from different cultures. Being from Venezuela, you are a mixture of things. I mean, you're both from the region, and you're also North American, South American, Central American, so you're American. Being there, you know that you're part of the European tradition and the American tradition. It was totally natural for us to shift from, from going from a European film to samba concert, from the Walt Disney Cartoon Festival to folkloristic dancing from Venezuela. So it was all very natural. It was never any kind of division about what consisted in high culture or low culture. So I think everybody in Latin America takes everything because you know that you are just a mixture of things. Moving to a new country and now living in Berlin allows you to try new things. The beginning when I moved here was difficult because I wanted to keep working with at the same rhythm as I was working in New York, producing, producing without thinking too much. And here it's the opposite way. There's more time to think, there's more time to reflect on what you're doing. And trying to use the camera lens as a blade that cuts rectangular fragments from my own drawings. And then once the roll is done, then I put it into water. And that's where another much more specific way of chance happens. And the way the water sips into the film, and if it's hot water or cold or coffee or with ice cubes, then that will affect the emulsion on the film. It's interesting to me after I did the photographs is that images that I thought that were already finished in the paper form and collages have a complete different life now. Life is made of just connecting things. We're not really clear about why we connect things. Our emotional life is, a very important part of this. And I think that memory is also a very important part of this, and desire. So when looking at visual images, you could actually be informed by association only. It's satisfying to see them for the first time up in the wall. And the whole tone quality is almost like graphite. It's almost like drawing. Usually photography is so much about perfect blacks and whites, and these are really about perfect grays. So I'm interested in this kind of ambiguity about the images. They're clearly based on fragments, and they're being juxtaposed, they're being forced to be together, and yet they're just abstractions. I think there is a potential for these images to communicate different things to different viewers in a very touching way. But that experience is not a public experience. It's a very, very private, and it's very, very personal. My interest in wall paintings is that it takes the imagery to a larger scale, and that provides a different kind of impact for the viewer. This is the template for the painter who executed the wall painting. The drawing is to scale. Every shape has been identified with a color. The numbers correspond to the Pantone colors. Any paint store will be able to reproduce them. The wall painter will transfer these lines onto the wall directly, and then he will just follow the template to paint color by color. It's a little bit peculiar because the final result, you really have no idea until you are finished there. I tend to take into consideration the space where the paintings will be placed. A wall painting for the museum in Santiago de Compostela, it's a different set of circumstances because the architecture is very prominent. I've never done this before, where an image could only be seen from the upper galleries, and then you can actually go down and see it from below. So it's an interesting challenge, and the image comes from one of the collages, and it's going to be done by a professional sign painter of movie posters from Madrid. What I'm working on right now is trying to give very simple instructions, preliminary instructions to the painter. So it actually helps to have this file here to be able to think and reconsider different aspects. to tell the painter what to do exactly, because I'm not going to be there when he executes this piece. I have never done a piece that is in a space that is actually dissected like this, and with two unusual elements in it, which is a window door on the wall where the wall painting will be executed, and then a bridge that connects the galleries into that window. So I don't know what the effect will be, and so I'm hoping that all the elements and the imagery itself will also convey some kind of connection with the architecture. Santiago is such an important place for pilgrimage. There is so much history there. The museum is very close to the cathedral, so it's a very charged city. The wall painting actually has these references to movement upwards or downward, which is interesting to me because Santiago people come with lots of hopes and ideas, memories. They go there looking for something, which in a sense is a very spiritual connection. That maybe is what allowed me to take that image and to bring it into Santiago. I think there's still potential for instruction to become a viable language of visual communication. The same thing with collage. I think we need to explore what else they could do. I'm going to continue seeing what I could say with this language. The longer you work, I think the more possibilities you have of creating something. It just comes through, at least with my case, it doesn't come through divine touch, it just comes through just work.
To learn more about Art21, Art in the 21st Century, and to download the free Educator's Guide, please visit PBS online at pbs.org. Art21, Art in the 21st Century is available on videocassette or with additional features on DVD. The companion book to the program is also available. To order, call PBS Home Video at 1-800-PLAY-PBS.